Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today's video is giving an episode on the potential for heavy snow in the Northeast. And I say potential because it is not certain at any means. There is still a lot of uncertainty with the models. Some models are showing quite a bit of snow, like the NAM, up to over a foot, almost a foot and a half of snow for areas like New York City, while some are just um showing quite a bit of snow too, but not as widespread and in localized areas. So like I'm running out of power on this, so I better hurry up. But in general, I'll just show you guys. So this is the GFS. You can see leave some snow in the Dakotas, nothing too heavy. This is the first system. A little bit cold air is left behind, so that taps in southern Pennsylvania, areas like Philadelphia, um southern New Jersey, northern Maryland, Baltimore are probably seeing this, and you can see this storm kind of devolves into nothing, while the second storm spawns up, and you can see it moves up the East Coast. However, this is off coast according to GFS, and you can see it leaves some snow for Cape Cod and Connecticut, Rhode Island. However, you can see it really strengthens once it gets out of coast. And this, again, if you're wondering how much snow this leaves behind, not too much. If I go zoom in, you can see in general, not too widespread over there. If I go into regions and let's say the Mid-Atlantic, because that's where it'll be impacting it the most. Let's see. Okay, so you can see some totals localized 13. However, it's not widespread, so most people would not be seeing this much snow. But you can see it's in quite populous areas like northern Maryland, Baltimore, Philadelphia, southern New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey. You could see some snow, except you could see the bigger cities, New York City, Boston, get missed out by this. So now let's go to the NAM model. Let's see what the NAM has to say. Yeah, NAM mesoscale model. This is the model that is very aggressive with the snowfall. So you can see same storm, up snow in the Dakotas, leave some snow behind in Kansas, Nebraska. It moves across the south, leaving some rain. Nothing, not too powerful, nothing to speak of, but you can see it already has a lot more cold air in it with it, and it shows much more intensity. Same story. This first storm sort of dies off, and you can see that transition between this storm and this storm right here. And this storm is much more closer inland, as you could see, and it tracks up the coast. And this is how far it goes in NAM. It doesn't go much further, but these snowfall totals from the NAM are very aggressive. I mean, look at that. Anywhere you see that purple, that's above 12 inches. So you can see how widespread this is compared to the GFS. There's a lot more people saying over a foot of snow. So let's go first to the Northeast. Then I'll go to the Mid-Atlantic. You can see Northeast areas like Boston would be seeing 9 inches, which is a lot for March, very a lot. And New York City seeing 16, 15 inches of snow. Again, Maryland seeing quite a bit, 15. Northwest Maryland, 12, 16. So this definitely is by far not set in stone. However, it is definitely possible. So I'm just giving you this idea out because I'm not saying that it's definitely going to happen, but there's definitely a possibility the models can still very change. They might change it into a blockbuster nor'easter. They might change it into a low that's just barely skims the coast and leaves behind pretty much nothing. You can see Columbus, Ohio, around 9 inches of snow. Then areas between somewhere in around Columbus and Indianapolis, you can see 13, 14 inches. So this is, again, something definitely to monitor. This could definitely happen. I mean, we've seen the NAM be right for the past 4 storms. So just saying, guys, this is historically been the best model for nor'easters. And now, if you're wondering, the CMC, which I said wasn't, I don't know, but I should have said it isn't too reliable of a model. And if we track it back, you can see again they're all on par with this storm phase. It will be on the same level, same situation, leaving snow in the Dakotas, but then it transitions up, and you can see the CMC leaves a little bit more snow behind than the GFS. However, not as much as a NAM. And again, the storm is off coast and doesn't leave much snow behind for Boston and New York City. So if you're wondering how much snow does the Canadian model leave behind, you could see not very widespread. Couple of areas over a foot of snow, but that's very localized. So I'll just go to the Mid-Atlantic. That shall do it. And waiting for this to load. In general, you could see, I mean, this is just, I don't think will happen. However, it just gives out some pockets of over a foot of snow. But in general, 5 to 8 inches across say Northern Virginia, pretty much the whole state of Maryland, to Washington D.C., Baltimore, Southern New Jersey, Philadelphia, Trenton, New Jersey. You could see quite a bit of snow with this, so I am pretty confident that there will be some snows in this area because all models are almost agreeing on that. But the area of concern or areas that they're disagreeing on is how much is going to fall here, and is it going to be in New York City or in Boston? Is it going to reach New York City and Boston? And now, if you're wondering what the European model is showing, very similar to the Canadian model, you could see this area. It might even seem like the same model. I mean, look at that, just very similar. This is the European model. So you can see if you click somewhere around Philadelphia, that is 12.3 inches. Washington, D.C., right on you could see up to, I clicked on a thing, but you can see rain, snow. If you go a little bit north of Washington, D.C., 9 inches. So Northern Virginia, Maryland, Boston, in this case, would be seeing somewhere around 2.5 inches. New York City, 4.5, which would still be very significant for March. But in general, this I think that there's going to be some snow totals, heavy snow totals heading for the Mid-Atlantic Northeast region. So definitely stay tuned for this. And if you're wondering if the storm is going to be strong by any means, it definitely is going to be strong. You could see these isobars are packing quite strong winds. So again, flood warnings, coastal flood warnings may be issued for this time areas along New Jersey and Cape of the Carolinas and Virginia. So that could definitely impact the Mid-Atlantic more than the Northeast. You can see this storm really strengthens off once it reaches off coast. And if I show you the NAM, what the NAM shows, because that one I'm leaning with towards the most since it's been the most accurate, so it makes sense if I was to show how strong the storm is. You could see it shows a similar storm that the GFS is showing, and the European model just a little bit bigger, and then it does not. Then it does. This is where it falls, the disagreement, where this storm for the NAM rise up the coast. It's not going to be too powerfully strong. It's just going to have some quite intense snowfall rates, but it won't be too powerful ones in terms of wind and snowfall rates. But you can see at 988, that's not too terribly low. But this could definitely be a potential for a strong nor'easter if the models do change on that and they agree with the NAM. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is a pleasure for me to make this video for you guys. And as always, see you guys in the next episode.